The former government's openly accused of abusing the granting of nolli prosequis. The stinging comment coming from the Prime Minister, Dr. Hubert Minnis, who cited the case in which then acting Attorney General Jerome Fitzgerald nollied the case of a couple suspected of illegal firearm and ammunition possession. George and Janice Hales were at one point clients of then Attorney General Alison Maynard Gibson, who was out of the country when the nolli was entered.
Citizens must always be protected from unnecessary political interference in the justice system. Citizens must also be protected from those who use communications technologies to harm fellow citizens and residents, even as we vigorously protect the privacy of citizens and residents. A mature and effective democracy requires such balance.
The Prime Minister was at the time contributing to the final leg of the debate on a bill to establish the office of a Director of Public Prosecutions, a proposed piece of legislation that the government argues will remove the unnecessary interference of elected officials from criminal matters in order to protect citizens.
Can you imagine? Attorney General goes on leave, an acting Attorney General comes in office filled files, desk, floor, has difficulty even walking in that office because of files. But he can find one file, one file out of the abundance of files and gives a nolli prosequi for that one file. He should have at least done 3 or 4.
Now, despite the opposition's stance that the bill is regressive, it was this afternoon given the green light in the House of Assembly. The House resumes on Wednesday, November the 8th at 10 a.m. At that time, legislators will begin debate on an amendment to the Pension Act. Well, Dr. Minnis also at the time defended his government's decision to tighten the grip on illegal immigration, charging that he found some of the recent discussions on the issue very curious. Illegals of all nationalities must leave the country voluntarily by the end of the year. While the process will reportedly be carried out humanely and within the law, President of the Grand Bahama Human Rights Association, President Queen's Counsel Fred Smith, has publicly rebuked the idea, charging that he was sickened by the approach, a human rights disgrace. The Prime Minister again stressed that the Bahamas must be a nation of laws, not of personal fancies and extreme positions. Now the government is seeking to remove itself from approving citizenship applications. This will fall on an independent commission, save in the cases of national security. The commission will be headed by a retired justice still on immigration. Dr. Minnis made this announcement in relation to one of 4 issues dealt with during the gender equality referendum.
Very big, Mr. Speaker, that some who claim to be concerned about human rights and the rule of law seem to want to suspend the rule of law when it pertains to certain immigration matters. But let me say here that this government will not back down. All illegals are urged to leave voluntarily, because by December, voluntarily because after December 31st, we will aggressively pursue all illegals.
Under the present law, a child born to a Bahamian woman who is married to a non-Bahamian is not a citizen if that child is born outside the Bahamas.
My government has made changes to the Immigration Act to ensure that all children born to Bahamian women, single or married out of the Bahamas, are automatically citizens.
While the Exuma Airport is closed to international flights, a concern which its MP for that island, Chester Cooper, says is very concerning for residents and the business community.
But I want to emphasize the economic impact of this closure to be in the hundreds of millions of dollars. And it adversely impacts our tourism product, Mr. Speaker.
Cooper called on the minister responsible to take action. Moments later, Tourism and Transport Minister Dionisio de Aguilar answered with this.
This is a 25-year-old fire engine. I know when I worked in that other place, Superwash, my motto was, we prevent, we don't react. And as a result, this is reactive maintenance. So we're scrambling around. trying to fix something that is old, neglected, and should have been fixed many moons ago. And so it will be done as quick as possible. We're trying to locate a part. We're trying to repair a part. We've had a modicum of its success. I'm praying and hoping that we fix it in the shortest possible time.
You're watching JCN News. Stay with us.
This segment of the news was brought to you by Alive.